morning and welcome to another exciting episode of Team Basstic Arctic Adventures. No, I'm just joking. Just because it's 50 degrees outside doesn't mean we're in the Arctic. It means we're here in Marina del Rey. We're going to run up north and look at some areas we haven't looked at in a while for the regular species, calico bass and sand bass. I'm with Matt here. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
I'm sure they're doing well because they're at home.
Yes, they are. They're not here.
They're not here. They're going to be warm, toasty by a fireplace. It's going to be Christmas time. So, yeah, it's in a month. Well, whatever. We're on our way out here. We're going to be fishing for some, hopefully, quality models. I'm Evan Salve, Team Basstic. Thanks for tuning in. It's got an awesome episode in store. Team Basstic TV is brought to you by Shimano, Power Pro, G Loomis, Big Hammer Swim Baits, Uni Butter, Bass King Clothing, and Inox Lubricants. It's so cold, I don't want to see my hands. He's gonna rip them up and I won't even feel anything. So we're working some structure in here. Just started the morning out strong. Nice 3-pound calico. Hit it right when it hit the water, which is a good sign. So we're, right now how we're targeting them, we're just fishing swim baits here. 5.5, 6.5 inch models. Sledgehammers will be effective here. It's so cold, you're feeling in your hands. It's very limited right now. But luckily, in here the strikes are just so violent, it often doesn't matter. So, the structure's right on the inside of us. There's a little bit of water moving over the top of it. Just casting inside there. We're letting it settle out. And a lot of times these fish, which are prowling right on the edge of the wash, kind of high in the column, as soon as it hits the water, they're going to be on it. And that's what happened with that fish. You know, it's a really good way to start the morning. Good colors right now are going to be those darker colors. Notice the sun hasn't really peeked over the horizon yet. So we're still looking at a little bit of off color, you know, in the sky, in the water. So we're going to go with something that's going to stand out. Good contrast. You stuck there, man? Yeah, it's the structure. It's heavy structure in here. Heavy structure. Retrieve style in here. Let that bait settle out and then start kind of a slow retrieve. I'm just bringing my bait in, not burning it like we would at the island. Just a steady retrieve, moving it up and out. Compare it to fishing boil rocks in the backside of Catalina Island. It's the same concept.
This is what happens when you cast over the rocks. Let it fall down the rocks and start winding. It's just beautiful. Quality.
That's why we came here. That's our second one. That one's over 3. That's probably 3.5 pound fish, which is great. You know, you get 5 of those in a tournament, and you're golden. And there's a fish on the deck. Let's get them off the deck and back in the water. Let's get some more. Cabezon, thank you for the fun. Had a fall roll. So our first spot produced a few nice calico bass, and now we're going to keep working our way up the line, stopping at spots along the way. The goal today is to cover as much water as possible and look at spots that we don't usually fish, you know, usually during the year unless we're getting ready for, say, a Marina del Rey tournament. So for a nice little change of pace, we're going to look at a lot of neat little spots up towards the land of rich people. Let's do it. The land of rich people. The land of the rich, famous was young, he probably had to run in with something of some sort. One of the biggest questions I get is what tackle am I using to catch calico bass here in Southern California? Now, I go ultra specific with my rods, so I'll have 6 or 7 rods all designed and set up for all kinds of different baits, from spinner baits to 3, 4, 5, 6, 9-inch bait, swim baits, all the way to your hard baits and all that. But for the average angler who might only want to invest in a few setups, here are the essentials. Here's what I will always have on the boat with me no matter where I am. Number 1 is going to be your general swim bait rod. I've got a Shimano Crucial 711H. It's a new model. You can see by the Hype-On split grip there. This is going to be the perfect rod for throwing everything from 4-inch baits on up to those sledgehammers. The H action really transmits into a lot of pulling power, so you can really wrestle those fish out, but it's very light. And because it's made of TC4, it's also extremely durable, yet sensitive, because it blends the graphite with Shimano's glass. Reel-wise, I'm going to fish something like a 300 EJ, or what I got on here, which is an older DSV. Now, they don't make this model anymore, so you're going to be using your 300 EJ or just your 300E. And I'm going to fill that up with 50 or 65 pound Power Pro, red or green, and then top that off with a 40 pound leader, fluorocarbon leader, with Seaguar Premier being my preferred brand. So this is your general swim bait rod, always have it with you. Next up in the lineup is going to be my heavy swim bait rod. This is what I'm going to be using for dropping some heavy lead heads down on deep structure spots, for throwing sledgehammers into the nasty, or just fishing in areas where I know there's a very good chance that I'm going to be tangling with pretty much strictly large individuals. What I've got is I've got a Shimano Crucial 711XH. Now, they don't make this rod anymore. An equivalent's going to be your Terramar H or your Terramar MH, so you still get that pulling power, but this is just a phenomenal rod here. I love it. If you can find one, or if you have one, this would be the right application for it. And I've got that again on a 300E or an EJ with 65 pound Power Pro. You want that pulling power, and then connected to a 40 pound leader. Big swim baits, big fish, the XH with the 300, game on. Last but not least of this list that I will always have with me is going to be your hard bait rod. It's going to be your small swim bait rod. I've got a hard bait on here, Lucky Craft Flash Minnow, and this reel is 200E7. It's the Curado 200E7, and that's a phenomenal reel for all these smaller baits. It's compact, you can palm it very easily, it casts wonderfully, and I've got that on a Shimano Kumara 711MH. Now this rod is a lot lighter than these two rods right here, has a lighter tip but still has good backbone, so you can really feel those reaction baits kick, you can whip them through the grass, and you don't pull hooks out when a fish eats it. It's also good for those smaller baits because you can feel the bites better. Fluorocarbon-wise, I'll fish 40, or spectral-wise, I mean, I'll fish 40 or 50 pound Power Pro. This is green right here. And then I'll top that off with either no leader for the hard baits, just straight all the way to the hook, or a 25 or 30 pound fluorocarbon leader if you want to go with the fluoro. Either way, doesn't matter, it's personal preference. The advantage of having the straight spectra is you can really whip it through the weeds. You don't have to worry about getting it tangled in there, and you can really just slam it through there, rip it out when it gets caught. So this is going to be my hard bait rod, and those are the 3 rods and reels that I will always have with me. Go out, check out your local tackle shop, check them out online. It's an investment that's worth every penny if you target big bass. So we had an excellent day on the water. We picked away at some quality calico bass. We had some 3s, a 4, and a nice little sand bass to join them. And we also got 2 exotics. We got a nice Cabezon, and we got a legal halibut, which is a nice treat to see. In fact, Matt got in the last time Matt was on our boat fishing up in Malibu. I actually got a nice eagle, so the cards turned this time, and he pulled his first eagle off really a boil rock. We thought it was a big bass, and it comes up shaking, and turns out to be a nice halibut. So we're going to conclude our day by going back, putting the boat on the trail, and giving her a wash down, and then catching up on some well-deserved sleep. And in conclusion, I just wanted to let you guys know that we're going to be doing a cool little thing with Team Basstic. It's going to be called the Team Basstic Shout Out. So every week, every time we make a video, I'm going to be giving a shout out to an angler or a group of anglers who I think are making waves in the industry, or you know what, I just think they deserve a little bit of recognition. And today it's going to go out to Peter, Kip, Finn, Shell, and Flint. You guys know who you are, so thank you for everything you do. And also thank you to all of our supporters, our subscribers, our fans, and our friends. We really cannot be in the position we are today if it wasn't for you guys stepping up and supporting us every step of the way. You know, we started 2 years ago as just a little group of fishermen who would walk around the harbor and engage in shenanigans and catch little calico bass, and where we are today, it's really astounding. We're the largest saltwater bass-oriented channel on YouTube with close to 500 subscribers, so thank you guys for everything you've done for us. We literally would not be in the position we are today if it wasn't for you guys. So, we will see you guys on the water. Tune in for our bi-weekly episodes of Team Basstic TV. I'm Evan Salve. Thanks.